Wait, I'm probably gonna have you guys on mute, and I'll just in case, just so I can just discuss like the future. But then, oh hello! I just realized my mic is on. Awesome! So you guys heard all that? Great. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna just kick up into it. Welcome everyone to the first ever PXT, the Turnbuckle podcast. And no, I'm pretty sure somebody already got this name for a podcast, so I gotta look into that. Now I get that some people are probably scared because other people are gonna be thinking, oh, it's something new. Now I'm gonna point out that this podcast is probably gonna be a thing that we're gonna do normally. It will pretty much, how should I say it? It's pretty much gonna be our updates for PXT, any big announcements, anything that we're looking forward to with the server and or anything with just PXT in general, I guess. And that goes for big shows and all that. So here's the thing, real quick. Because I've already pointed it out in the server, but in case some people aren't part of the server and this video gets to be like this, you know, the point of it. Hello, welcome to the podcast. In case people didn't see it, and if y'all are new people coming in, you'll want to like be down with it and everything like that. We're gonna let y'all know how it works in PXT, at least for right now. So right now, the way that we're going to be doing PXT is that we are going forward with some character limits. So with that said, a lot of people in PXT have multiple characters, which is a total of, God, I'll say a lot, because we have a total of like, I believe 71, but because certain merger that happened, we did lose some people. Dropped us back down to about 41 to 30. Want to point out, you guys are going to hear my brother. The Vikings are on. He's a big fan, so quick heads up on that. So with that said, we are gonna have some like stuff to like make it even out. So for per player in general, with this case, per person, it's gonna be 3 single competitors, 1 tag team, and then right now the women's division is full on open season with it, mainly because we don't really have a lot for the women's division. So in other words, we sort of need the women's division coming back up. So with that said, that's pretty much what we're going to be going forward with. Now, no, with the tag teams, because I understand people are going to be questioning how many people could be in a tag team because of factions and everything like that. So we are still going to have factions. Of anything, the factions are going to be based off the player itself, and the max you can have is... Originally, I was going to say 4, but I think I'm going to make it to 5 because I understand some people are going to want like a female person in that faction. Now, the female person that's in the faction can still compete as well. That's one thing I just decided to do right now because I feel like that would make sense because, I mean, Rhea Ripley did it with Judgment Day. It makes sense to do it. So that's one thing that's going to be going forward. Now, there is something else that I haven't really discussed with the new admin team, because there is a new admin team as well. I haven't discussed this with them at all, so this is something new that's going to be coming out with PXT. PXT, the live streams themselves are actually going to be moving to Twitch. Reason being is because with Twitch, it's a little bit easier for me to like stream stuff there. Now, retrospect, I'm gonna have to cut all the music from the live stream, like even what you guys are hearing now. I'm going to cut all of that, unfortunately. But I think it's a necessary sacrifice, mainly because recently did some research on it. Apparently, multi-streaming right now is the way to go, especially on growing a channel at all. And then not just that, it brings in a lot more people because Twitch, well, literally anybody can come in on Twitch, and if they want to join, boom, they can join like that, which is beautiful and a perfect moment. Now, that also means people can watch it on Twitch, but now with YouTube, y'all guys will still be getting PXT. Reason being is because PXT will be having the edited versions where there will be entrance music, there will be promos, because we are going to be planning on doing some promos, even probably like some we're going to be recording, putting into like an edited version of PXT. So that will be something that we'll be going forward with PXT. Now, how long that's going to take, that's an excellent question. I can't promise that these edited videos are going to come out weekly as well, like the live streams will, but they will come out as soon as possible, mainly due to the promos. That's the only reason why it's going to take a while with those. So I want to let you guys know that. Now, another thing that sort of led to this was just because Moist Critical. He did a whole thing about multi-streaming, and that's what really pushed me on the idea, because live streaming in general with PXT on YouTube has been tremendous. It's been awesome, but I will be honest with y'all, I sort of hate the chat feature for y'all, mainly because the chat feature for YouTube sort of sucks compared to Twitch. Twitch is phenomenal. I can set restrictions, everything like that, to whereas YouTube, I can't really stop it, in other words. But then not just that, I can set moderators, everything like that, and that's what I'm going to be planning on doing in the future. Now, no, I do also want to point out that the live streams might take a bit of a downside because of that as well, because I sort of mastered doing it on YouTube. Twitch, that's a different story, but I think I found a way to get it working right. Hopefully. We're gonna have some test streams these next coming weeks. So right now, it's up in the air. But with that said, that's what we're going to be doing with PXT going forward. It's going to be moving to Twitch, and then the edited versions will still be coming out here on YouTube. But then also with YouTube, we're going to be doing community nights, let's plays, everything like that. Or for right now, maybe we move the community nights to PXT as well, or the Twitch PXT, and everything like that. No, it's going to be under the same gamer tag or the same channel name, Cycle 118, same thing. It shouldn't be super hard to find if you guys want to see it. If anything, right now, I want to try doing PXT on Tuesdays, and then Fridays will be when we do like a community night, or I just do a let's play maybe. Mainly because Fridays, everyone's a little bit more like free in the evening, to where Tuesdays, but you can still watch the show. You know what I mean? So that's where, if anything, that's what we're going to be doing with PXT going forward. Now, as I mentioned earlier today, or not today, but as I mentioned earlier just a second ago, we are going through with a merger again with PXT partnering up with MTW. Now, we did lose some people because of this merger, mainly because there was personal info that did not get disclosed because I did not disclose it. Now, in this whole line of business with PXT, it has grown due to the trust that y'all guys have embedded on me to push y'all's characters to where they are, but also to promote them as best as possible. And the first thing I want to do with PXT is keep everybody safe, and especially from like dangers like that. So that's where this business decision is a little bit risky, only because with this business decision, we are going to be working with somebody that is a registered sex offender. Now, I want to point out something here. At the end of this podcast, we are going to be leaving a decision up to the actual viewers themselves for this case. Because at the end of the day, PXT is nothing without you guys. Because yes, I have 60 characters, I could bring them into PXT, but that is not what makes PXT. It is you guys to make PXT. So with that said, there is going to be a bit of an ultimatum on how this partnership is going to go forward. But I would like to hear the voices of our community, both in the server, but also for YouTube, because I want everyone to be safe, and I want to take as every precautions we got, and we do have some procedures going forward to make sure everybody is safe. But with that said, I also want everyone to hear out from peers, from the person that's involved with this, and also hear that person's side as well. I also want to let everyone know that I have done my research on the whole situation, like a little bit more thoroughly actually about it. And as far as I know, there's not really a lot of info to get from it except the actual like article. That's as far as you really get with it. And as far as I know, from me talking to him and everything, I just can't really picture it. I'll go into more details on why I agreed to this later, but for right now, I do want to bring a guest that is from MTW into our podcast right now, and that is none other than Zach Attack. Zach, welcome to the Turnbuckle. Yeah, so I guess if anything, I guess the only thing I would ask is like, man, it is a tough subject to talk about. It really is, because it's something that I understand would probably like hurt PXT tremendously. Yeah. Here, let me do a thing for you. work for the live stream as well, because the actors have a condition. It does make it hard for him to, like, speak up. So I'm hoping that helps what I just did. Yeah. So,
with a breathing machine.
Sorry. One quick sec. I think the. Yeah, just trying to make sure. Does everybody have? Yeah. Okay. There it goes. I got you up now.
Okay.
We have creative control. Yes, everyone will still have creative control of their character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But
All right,
yeah,
so
if you want me to go into detail about this.
Honestly, yeah, go ahead, cause
Okay. I mean, I met D-Mob and was like, I would say, was it like 23 around there? The time I met him. But yeah, he told us about his situation. He said, look guys, I'm not like that. In my case, I got mixed up in something that wasn't really him. There is 2 other guys involved. They will tell you in the article. But he just like went into detail. And he went really more than with the judge. He said he has a, way that he thinks about those people. That those people, it's a bad thing that they do. He doesn't like those kind of people. And if you put him in there, he would do something questionable. Can't say. And what he would do to these people that are like that. But he really showed that he wasn't like that. The more in the detail at this, it seems like he's more innocent than guilty. And I mean, he was trying to, get on there and find a woman that was like above age. She was 40, older than he is. He was like 30 something. And it turned out to be a 13-year-old girl. When he showed up at the playground trying to be all a woman. I mean, it wasn't a smart thing to do. Most guys, they're not that smart. And that's how they got him caught up in this. They're actually looking for 2 other guys. They don't say their names in the article.
oh yeah,
But the guy is innocent though. He even says he is. And he will be off probation. They're able to do what he wants again in March. They're dropping the whole lawsuit and everything about it. He's actually doing his last wrestling match this summer. The actual wrestling match, yes, indie wrestling. For his last match ever. And this guy's actually a good guy. He's not a bad person. He's not a monster like they make him to be. So I mean, upset. I don't know what else to say,
I mean, I can even atone for that too, because for people who don't know with PXT, or the newer people that came to PXT, we already had this partnership before. D-Mob did disclose it to me and everything like that. At the time, he wasn't really an admin. He was just he was a competitor. So that's where he was sort of obligated to tell me at the time. Now, I did slowly tell everybody that we did work with him on, and same thing with him. He was also there to explain the whole situation. Then we had a bit of a hiccup with a certain individual that painted the story of, how should I say it? Painted the whole story of he was doing it for the community, protecting the kids and everything like that, but in reality, it was for money. Correction, the person apparently owed him money and everything like that. And that's the whole reason why he decided to throw his entire info out. Turned into a whole walkout thing that almost happened with PXT, where he had no choice but to let this individual go. I guess I could say the name because I already said who it was, D-Mob. So because of that, I decided to bring D-Mob back mainly because I'll go into it a little bit after our next guest as well, because again, sorry, you guys are gonna hear my brother a lot. He's gonna be yelling a lot. But with this said, when it comes to Our next guest, it's another individual who's known D-Mob for, goddamn, I think longer than Zach. I'm not sure. Here, let's ask him. Our next guest is King Brody. Brody, how long have you known D-Mob, actually? You've known him longer than Zach, haven't you?
Yeah, probably about since 2018 or 19, at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, D-Mob, he's like Zach said, he's not a bad person like everybody puts him up to be. Yes, he got brought into some shit that he didn't do. Like, and I think D-Mob was wrongfully like put into that situation. Like, yes, he went to meet a older woman. Like, he was not planning on it being a 13-year-old. He didn't plan that. Like, none of that shit was planned. Like, I don't know why people make him out to be a bad person. Like, he's not. Like, if you think he is in your mind, you just need to know about the situation first before you go accusing. Because it's not right to just accuse him for doing something he didn't do. That's all I'd say.
I mean, it happens a lot more. I don't mean like this level of like what D-Mob's at, but I'm talking about like wrongfully accused.
Yeah, like,
because I mean it happens a lot. Some people in jail that are full on wrongfully accused and they're paying the time for it. Yeah, like it happens way more often than people think. Now, with the whole thing, and this is like one of the small reasons why I even like that D-Mob, like trusted D-Mob. And this was like even before he even that. There was a time to where one person that was part of PXT did go to a EVP show. D-Mob was there with him as well. Met a lot of new people, everything like that. He had a great time until somebody that was actually like that pedophile tried talking to him, talking to the kid there, trying to like, get his info, everything like that. D-Mob full on stopped him. D-Mob jumped in. Same thing with Havoc. Because they full on put it a stop. But when I heard that D-Mob did it, and then he told me his situation, that I already knew he was a good guy because of that. Like, if he had other intentions, in other words, it would have already happened.
yep.
It generally would have, but it didn't. So that's a reason I always throw out. But I'm pretty sure everyone's still probably questioning, okay, why are you giving him a chance? So this is me being full on open with both my guest here and everybody in the stream for this podcast. So I'm not gonna lie to you. This is full on gonna be personal. It keeps cutting out. Yeah, I know. Because I keep talking pretty low. That's why. So in other words, I gotta get like right here. Okay, because I am gonna talk pretty meh here. So how do I word this? So when I was a kid, my mother was pretty much in jail for something she never really did. It was again something with a minor, not on like the same level of what like D-Mob's being accused of, but it was pretty much endangering a child, even though she was just babysitting the kid. But the kid was the kid was not all there. I went to school with this kid too, and I can confirm they were just not all there. But the mom to that kid, instead of like owning up and all that, because I guess she always got embarrassed by it. I'm not sure what happened, but she got full on embarrassed by it, and she started framing my mom for it. And I guess my father was also doing some shit as well. I don't know exactly, but yeah, because my father literally used all his power to sort of screw over my mother at that point, like full on. Because my dad had a lot of money at the time. He played dirty when it came to law, big time. To where I didn't see my mom until I was 10 I believe. She was in jail for a good like portion of my childhood. And it God, sorry, this is something I never thought I'd bring up ever. But it did fuck me up, in other words. Because if you literally meet my mother to this day, she is literally the most kind-hearted woman you'd ever meet. She's the nicest person in the world. Literally, if you're stuck like in the middle of traffic because your battery ran out or something dumb happened, she would be there to help out. Just because she's been there. She understands that. She didn't have help when it happened to her, so she's gonna help out these people because they might not have anyone to help them. That is how she is, and that is what she lives by, and I try to do the same thing as best I can. Because when she came out, she didn't have any help from my tias, from anybody. She full on had to do everything her own, and she was struggling, and I mean this, she was fucking struggling. At the time when I was a kid, I didn't even realize she was struggling, and that's how well she was able to hide it. I thought she was just living here just to live here. I thought she wanted to. I didn't realize she was just doing what she could. She lived in sketchy places at the time, I want to point out there. But I thought she just liked that environment. But then not just that, where our grandparents lived, it turned into a bad neighborhood. But I thought she just liked it. But yeah, no, my mom didn't get a chance to do what she dreamed to do, which was to be a nurse, because of her criminal record. Her dreams were pretty much snatched from her, and I can confirm this right now. She would have been a goddamn good ass nurse, because there's a reason I'm not dead yet, because I always go to her for medical shit, and somehow I'm still fucking alive. I haven't seen a doctor in over like 8 years. Tomorrow I'm dead. That would be the best irony in the world. But in all honesty though, like I have to do that because I don't like getting this serious. The point is though, with my mom, she didn't have anyone there to like help her out at all. That's why I try to help her out as best I can. And even when I do, she just tells me, no, don't do it. And I'm like, trying to help. And she was able to make it manage, but when I got out of high school, and that's even another story because I got screwed out of shit, but that's a whole nother story that I'm hoping to God I never have to bring up again. But pretty much after I was able to start working and everything, the first thing I started doing was exactly what she did, which was try to bring up the house, care for everybody in the family, try to keep everyone afloat and not possibly homeless. And that's what my mom did, and she, to this day, I commend her on being able to do it on her own. But that's because my mom's a tough son of a bitch. And I mean that. She is a tough son of a bitch. Because, holy crap, I am amazed on some of the stuff she is able to pull out her ass. Because holy shit, dude. Because honestly, I'm surprised we're still not homeless. But my mom's a fighter, and she continued like just doing it on her own. But that's not an option for everybody out there. Because my mom is one of the very few people that got screwed out of the system, to where they were either wrongfully accused or some other stupid shit just happened, you know? Like, it's possible for some dumb to like really fuck up your livelihood, like big time. And in this case, she couldn't even be what she wanted to be, which was just a nurse. That's all she ever wanted to be, and she can't even do that. The heck, she didn't find a good job, like a very, very good job, until just recently. That's the thing too. Like, that shit really fucks up your entire life. That's why, really, everybody, I do caution y'all: don't play. Don't full on play in life. Okay, like, be safe out there. Don't like be like stuck in your room like a like a freaking nerd and all that. Don't do that. Go have fun and all that stuff, but please be safe when you do that, because one small mistake can possibly fuck up your entire life, which in this case is sort of like D-Mob. He made one small mistake and it tore up his life in retrospect. Like, it full on messed up his whole livelihood, like in general, to where now he has to deal with a lot of other stuff. I don't even know the like actual depths of what he has to deal with, but even dealing with like people like the one that he owed money to where he keeps throwing out this info constantly and dragging his name in the mud and everything like this. It's just, to me, it's not right. It's not the right way to do it, because even looking back at like the Chris Hansen videos, there are some of those guys that got out of jail and they were bullied so tough to where they legit killed themselves. And at the end of the day, yes, they did something pretty dumb and stupid. At the end of the day, it's just because they had no one really there for them to push them in the right direction. And that's what I sort of want to do with D-Mob in this case. I want to push him in the right direction. I want to be...
drum beat thumping off in the distance. We're the resistance, they gon' be the one who's running.